this evening we're looking at relations. A relation is known as a set of ordered pairs which obeys a particular rule. And this evening we're going to do this question: if x to 3x plus 5 and x is negative 2, which is less than or equal to x, which is less than or equal to 2 or positive 2. It says then show the table of values for y equals 3x plus 5. So there are a number of things that we have to work out here. You'll notice that I have written here x, 3x plus 5 and y. And I'll explain why I did this like this as we go along. Now the first thing we have to determine and work out based on this question is the values for x. Now the question says that x begins at negative 2 and it ends at positive 2. So we have to do, for some students it might be easier to do what we call the number line. And you know when you're doing the number line, you find the midpoint, which is 0, and anything to the right of the midpoint is your positive numbers. So we're going to have 2, and we recognize in the question we're going to positive 2. And we know that anything to the left is your negative numbers. So we're going to have here negative 1. Oops, sorry. We're going to have negative 1, and then we're going to have negative 2. So based on the number line, these are the values that we are going to have for x. So if we were to come here now and place these values across, if we were to place these values across from x, this is how it would be written. So we would have here negative 2, negative 1, 0, 1, and 2. So then we have back what is here. But we have the points between negative 2 and positive 2. So that's the first thing we work out. So we get all our values for x. Once we have our values for x, we can go down to solve the equation, and we can come now to work on 3x. Because if we know what x is, then 3x simply means that we multiply whatever the value is for x by 3. Whenever we see a number in front of a letter like this or in front of anything like this, it simply means to multiply. So 3 times x, we have here x is negative 2. So it means that if we're multiplying negative 2 by 3, we're going to have negative 6. Because we know that 3 2s are 6 and we keep the negative sign. Again, we go across to negative 1 by 3 will give us negative 3. Okay? 3x, 3 zeros, doesn't change, still 0. Then we have 3 1s, 3, and we have 3 2s, which are 6. Then we have the next line, which is plus 5, or we're adding 5. Okay? So if we were to follow this equation, what we have to do is to take this row and carry it straight across as it is. So we come here, we have to add 5. Here we have to add 5. Here we have to add 5. Here we have to add 5. And here we have to add 5. So by sending it out like this, you actually have what you call the table of values. You have all your values. So we can easily come now and draw a line here to separate this section from this section, which is y, which is our solution, because this is what we're trying to find. We're trying to find what y is when we follow this particular set of rules. Okay? So, y, if we were to work this out now, we have negative 2, negative 6, and then we have plus 5. All right? So, our answer, negative 2, negative 6, plus 5. Now, we're not going to be well, we worked out x, but to solve this, we need to take the 3x now and add it to 5. So here are negative 6 plus 5, the answer for that. Now, if you've done the video before on directed numbers, you will notice that when we have a positive number that is smaller than a negative number, we know that the answer is always negative. So here, plus 5 is smaller than negative 6, so the answer will be negative. The thing you need to know in terms of working out the answer here also is that you basically find the difference between the two numbers. So if you look at 5 and 6, you know that the difference between 5 and 6 is 1. So your answer here will be negative 1. All right. So we're going to the next section, negative 3 plus 5. Now here we have the positive number being the bigger number. So we simply do what we're accustomed to. So you have 5, take away 3, and the answer there would be 2. Here you have 0 plus 5. Your answer here would be 5. Here you have 3 plus 5. Let me draw a line here so that I'm not including this in my solution. So here we have 3 plus 5. The answer there is 8. And here we have 6 plus 5. The answer there is 11. So that is your solution to this question.